Montreal. Montreal. Two names, two souls, one city. Built on an island where the St. Lawrence River flows like a boundary between worlds, French and English, old and new, Europe and America. This is the story of a city that refused to choose, that embraced contradiction, that turned cultural tension into creative electricity. From fur trading outpost to underground metropolis to something beyond imagination. This is Montreal's evolution. Picture Montreal in 1900, the wealthiest city in Canada, perhaps in all of North America. The Golden Square Mile at the foot of Mount Royal houses 70% of Canada's wealth in Victorian mansions and stone townhouses. Scottish and English merchants rule from boardrooms, speaking a language the French-Canadian majority barely understands. The working class crowds into the Plateau and Mile End, tenements where entire families share freezing apartments, speaking Jewel, dreaming of something better. The port dominates everything. Ships from Europe dock here, disgorging immigrants, Jews fleeing pogroms, Italians seeking work, Irish escaping poverty. The city grows chaotic, polyglot, electric. By the 1920s, prohibition in the United States turns Montreal into Sin City North. Speakeasies, jazz clubs, brothels operating openly while police look away. The city becomes a laboratory for vice and pleasure, frozen but burning. World War II changes the equation. Montreal becomes an industrial powerhouse, ships, planes, munitions pouring from factories that run 24 hours. Women work assembly lines. The French majority tastes economic power for the first time. By 1950, something is shifting beneath the surface. The old order is dying, though it doesn't know it yet. The 1960s explode everything. The Quiet Revolution transforms Quebec overnight. Maîtres chez nous, masters in our own house. French becomes the language of power, not just poverty. The English elite flee to Toronto. Montreal loses its economic crown but gains its soul. The October crisis of 1970 brings tanks to the streets, terrorists, hostages, martial law. The city discovers that revolution, even quiet ones, have sharp edges. But Montreal doesn't break, it transforms. Expo 67 showcases a city confident in its future. Buckminster Fuller's geodesic dome becomes biosphere, a symbol of Montreal's architectural ambition. The 1976 Olympics leaves the city bankrupt, but with infrastructure decades ahead of its time. The metro expands into an underground city, 30 kilometers of tunnels, shops, apartments where you can live for months without seeing daylight or winter's brutal cold. The language wars continue. Anglophones leave. Francophones assert dominance. But something unexpected happens. Montreal becomes a third thing, neither purely French nor English, but uniquely Quebecois. By 2000, the city reinvents itself as a cultural powerhouse. Cirque du Soleil, Leonard Cohen, the Montreal Jazz Festival. Creativity becomes the new currency. The 21st century sees Montreal embrace its subterranean destiny. Climate change makes summers unbearably hot and winters more savage. The underground city, La Ville Souterraine, expands exponentially. By 2050,